The February 26, 2018 meeting of the Recreation and Education Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Alcoffer. Here. Mr. Ansello. Here. Mr. Felder. Here. Mr. Flagler Mitchell is excused. Chairman Terp.
Here. Is there anyone present who has not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There's not.
All right, next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the November 27th, 2017 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business.
Referral 18-0072.
Moved by Legislator Alcoffer, seconded by Legislator Ansello. Is there any discussion? Legislator Alcoffer.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through the chairman, could I get a brief description of the construction going on, the number of new drinking fountains that will be going into the park?
Through you, Mr. Chair, there are no new drinking fountain locations. There'll be replacements of existing locations.
In the same location or different locations?
Same locations.
Thank you.
Through you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 18-0073.
Moved by Legislator Ansello, seconded by Legislator Alcoffer. Is there any discussion? Yes.
Just out of curiosity, through the chair, will the service contracts come before the legislature for approval once they're decided on?
Through you, Mr. Chair, not likely due to the dollar amount involved. Majority of them are also term service, which you approved when the term service contracts were authorized in December.
Through you, Mr. Chair. Mm-hmm. What's the timeline and the projected start date for the project?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, timeline is up in the air. This was a initiative from Senator Ort. We have completed and received approval of the initial application. Then we submitted the full application, which goes to the Dormitory Authority, and we're waiting to hear back from them.
All set? Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Item passes. Next item.
Referral 18-0074.
Moved by Legislator Alcoffer, seconded by Legislator Ansello. Is there any discussion?
Okay.
Through
you, Mr. Chairman, what percentage of registration, the amount goes back to the snowmobile clubs?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, that's a state formula.
Could you update us on that formula, please? To the chair.
As it's a state formula, I'm not aware of what the specific dollar amounts or percentages are of the formula. I know that we receive a percentage and we distribute it. We are a pass-through for this funding.
Thank you. Through the chair, could we get could this committee get an updated map of all the trails, the new trails, the existing trails from Monroe County, please?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, sure, absolutely.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Item passes. Next item.
Referral 18-0075. Authorize an intermunicipal agreement.
Moved by Legislator Ansello, seconded by Legislator Alcoffer. Is there any discussion? Legislator Felder?
Through you, Mr. Chair, why is the trail being realigned?
Through you, Mr. Chair, that's a great question. The trail's being realigned because it doesn't line up with the current crosswalk that the state put in at East Henrietta Road. So this will align it with the crosswalk and also allow access through this area of the park that the town of Rush is proposing to develop with a flagpole and a memorial to veterans.
And just quickly, through you, Mr. Chair, what the timeline is for this, if there is one.
Through you, Mr. Chair, the town would like to get the work done this spring.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 18-0076.
Moved by Legislator Alcoffer, seconded by Legislator Ansello. Is there any discussion? Legislator Alcoffer.
Chairman, could the administration tell me what percentage of every ticket goes back to the Parks Department, or is it a straight rental fee?
Through you, Mr. Chair, it's 10% of ticket sales.
Okay. Through the chair, do you get any proceeds from the food vendors?
Through you, Mr. Chair, no.
Okay, thank you.
Legislator Felder.
Through you, Mr. Chair. So how much revenue does the county receive from these?
Through you, Mr. Chair, in 2017, we received $27,452.60 from one concert.
So through you, Mr. Chair, so that means you expect that same amount?
Through you, Mr. Chair, I would expect that same amount. Our estimate for 2018 as a placeholder is about $25,000. The promoter has reserved several dates this summer and has actually explored several dates in September, which would be new for us at the Bowl, but could also bring in a different audience.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Are there any other matters to come before this committee? Seeing none, the February 26, 2018 meeting of the Recreation Education Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Recreation Education Committee is scheduled for March 26, 2018 at 6 p.m.